Reflection on the connection between God and human beings on earth is a theme that has occupied thinkers, believers, and philosophers throughout history. The idea of a divinity communicating with humanity and conveying a message or guidance for living meaningfully and justly has been a fundamental part of many religions and spiritual traditions. In this journey, we will explore how this divine connection has been conceived, what message has been conveyed, and how it urges us to behave and live our lives according to spiritual principles. The Bible, beyond religious beliefs, is a book of life. It is a literary treasure that has influenced culture and human history in countless ways. Its pages, filled with stories, teachings, and prophecies, have been a constant source of inspiration and reflection for millions of people worldwide. Among its numerous passages, one of the most intriguing and significant is the mention of the Book of Life and the famous declaration in Revelation 20:15, which says, "And whosoever was not found written in the Book of Life was cast into the lake of fire." This statement, despite its brevity, contains a depth of meaning worth exploring, is part of a vision describing a final judgment where the dead are judged according to their deeds. Those whose names are not inscribed in the Book of Life face a grim fate, symbolized commonly as eternal damnation in the lake of fire. The concept of the Book of Life appears in several passages of the Bible, and its meaning varies depending on the context. At its core, the Book of Life is the divine record of those who will inherit eternal life with God in heaven. It is like a celestial census in which the names of those chosen for salvation are inscribed. This idea lies at the heart of many religious and spiritual beliefs, and the Bible presents it prominently. The first reference to the Book of Life is found in the Old Testament, in the book of Exodus 32:33, when Moses intercedes with God on behalf of the people of Israel after their sin of worshipping the golden calf. Moses says, "Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written." This passage suggests that the Book of Life contains the names of those in communion with God, and that sin can result in exclusion from this book. The concept of the Book of Life is further developed in the New Testament, where it is mentioned on several occasions. One of the clearest references is in the book of Revelation, which is the last book of the Bible and contains apocalyptic visions and prophecies about the end times. Revelation 20:15 in particular is a passage that has puzzled and prompted deep reflection for centuries. This passage raises fundamental questions about divine justice, divine election, and the eternal destiny of human souls. Who decides who is worthy to have their name in the Book of Life? Is it a matter of divine predestination, or do human actions play a role? These questions have been the subject of theological and philosophical debate throughout history. Some argue that inclusion in the Book of Life is an act of divine grace and sovereign choice, independent of human actions. This aligns with the belief in predestination, which asserts that God has predetermined who will be saved and who will not. For those who hold this perspective, the lake of fire symbolizes the just condemnation of those not chosen by God. On the other hand, there are interpretations that emphasize the importance of human decisions and actions in being included in the Book of Life. They argue that free will plays a role in accepting divine grace and that people's moral and spiritual choices determine their eternal destiny. In this perspective, the lake of fire represents the natural consequences of sinful actions and voluntary separation from God. Regardless of personal interpretation, Revelation 20:15 and the concept of the Book of Life urge us to reflect on deep questions related to life, death, divine justice, and the nature of faith. Beyond individual religious beliefs, these themes are universal and timeless, and the Bible, as a book of life, continues to be a source of inspiration and challenge for humanity. The Book of Life reminds us of the importance of living a life that reflects the spiritual and moral values we consider meaningful. It invites us to consider our actions and choices in daily life and how they may impact our eternal destiny if one subscribes to that teaching. It also calls us to reflect on divine mercy, grace, and the opportunity for redemption through faith and spiritual transformation. Ultimately, the Bible and its concept of the Book of Life are an invitation to explore the depths of spirituality, morality, and the relationship with the divine. Beyond specific religious beliefs, this ancient and sacred book remains a source of wisdom and a guide for the search for meaning and purpose in life. The idea of the Book of Life prompts us to reflect on our own life and how we choose to live it. Although this concept may have religious connotations, it also has a broader application in daily life that transcends specific religious beliefs. It becomes an invitation to be good people, to profess good values, and to face adversities with strength and determination. Imagine if our daily actions and choices were recorded in a book, one that reflected our contribution to the world and our influence on the lives of others. What would that book be called? Would we be proud for others to read it? The idea of the Book of Life encourages us to be aware of the footprints we leave on the lives of those around us and on society in general. Being a good person entails much more than simply adhering to rules and regulations. It means acting with empathy, compassion, and respect toward others. It means being aware of how our words and actions affect those around us and striving to make a positive difference in their lives. When we do good to others, we figuratively write our name in the Book of Life, leaving a legacy of love and kindness that endures long after we have departed. Professing good values is essential for living a meaningful and virtuous life. Values such as honesty, integrity, humility, and gratitude are fundamental pillars in building a strong character. These values guide us in our decisions and actions and contribute to forging healthy and lasting relationships. By adopting and practicing these values, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more ethical and compassionate world. Adversities are an inevitable part of life. Everyone faces challenges, obstacles, and difficult moments at some point. In those times, the Book of Life reminds us of the importance of raising our heads and maintaining inner strength. Resilience is the ability to overcome adversities and learn from them. It allows us to grow as individuals and develop a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When we face difficulties, our response can make a significant difference in the course of our life. We can choose to give in to despair or to rise with courage and determination. Here, the Book of Life is a reminder that our actions in difficult times are also important and meaningful. How we deal with adversity can inspire others and be a source of strength and hope. In the end, the Book of Life challenges us to live authentically and consciously. It invites us to be the best version of ourselves, to be people who positively impact the world and leave a legacy of love, compassion, and kindness. It also encourages us to persevere in the midst of adversity, to find inner strength, and to move forward with courage. In summary, the way God connects with human beings on earth is through a message of love, compassion, justice, and service. This message transcends religious and cultural boundaries and calls us to live meaningful and virtuous lives. It reminds us that we are responsible for our actions and that our relationship with the divine can be a source of guidance and strength in our earthly journey. Living in accordance with this message is a way to honor the connection between the human and the divine and to build a better world for all. The connection between humanity and the divine is a thread that runs throughout human history and culture. It transcends religious doctrines and spiritual beliefs, finding expression in various forms across different cultures and traditions. This universal aspect of the divine connection reminds us that, at our core, humans share a common quest for meaning, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment. One of the remarkable aspects of this connection is the diversity of ways in which people experience it. For some, it is a moment of profound spiritual insight, a mystical experience of unity with the divine. For others, it is a quiet and steady presence that guides their moral choices and life path. Some find it in the majesty of nature, while others encounter it through prayer, meditation, Oregon's sacred rituals. The mystery of this connection also raises questions about the nature of the divine itself. Is God an impersonal force that governs the universe? Oregon, is it a personal deity who cares for each individual? Is the divine omnipotent? Oregon, does it work through natural laws and human agency? These are age-old questions that have sparked philosophical and theological debate for centuries. Regardless of these questions, one common thread that unites many believers is the desire to nourish and strengthen their connection with the divine. This desire leads to spiritual practices and disciplines that help individuals draw closer to God or the sacred in their own way. These practices may include prayer, meditation, fasting, worship, and acts of service. The connection between humanity and the divine also plays a crucial role in the search for meaning and purpose in life. It provides a framework for understanding the greater context of existence and the role of morality in shaping our lives. It offers hope and consolation in times of grief and despair as people turn to the divine for comfort and guidance. The concept of the Book of Life reminds us that our actions and choices are significant, not only in the context of our own lives, but also in the greater spiritual narrative. It encourages us to live with awareness of our moral responsibilities and to strive for a life that is in harmony with the values and teachings we hold dear. In conclusion, the connection between humanity and the divine is a mysterious and profound aspect of the human experience. It takes shape in various forms across different cultures and spiritual beliefs, yet it shares common themes of love, compassion, justice, and service. This connection guides individuals in their quest for meaning and purpose, providing a source of strength and inspiration.